Hi everyone, this is Mary. Welcome to another Sunday tutorial for Digital Delights by Luby Lou. And today I'm going to show you how I put this little card together. I used a heat embossing technique for the background, and I chose to use one of Wendy's Musical Angels. Isn't she adorable? These come in a set of 3, and I chose this one because she seemed to fit the sentiment the best. But they are really cute. I printed her out at 2 by 2 3/4 inches and cut around her, and I've glittered her little wings and kind of bent them in just a little bit. And I've got her on pop dots. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, and it's a portrait style card, which means I cut my cardstock at 4 1/4 by 11, scored it in the center, folded it in half, and it became 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have a burgundy mat, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Then on top of that, before this was embossed, this mat was just ivory, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. I used an EK Success punch to punch out my sentiment, which is joy to the world. I printed this on the computer. The word joy I printed at 28 points, and to the world is printed at 22 points, and this is in Menu Nouvelle, which you know is my favorite font. I used a Martha Stewart punch to punch out this little lacy border over here out of the burgundy. This was approximately 1.5 inches by 5 before I punched both sides. And I've got some gold ribbon going down there with a gold bow. But I'm going to get everything together to show you how to do this heat embossing technique. Now the first thing we're going to do is take our 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of ivory cardstock, and we're going to run it through this Cuttlebug folder. This is called Allegro, and it looks like a musical score sheet or sheet music. Put it in there. We're going to make a sandwich between our 2 B plates, put that on our A plate, and we're going to run it through our Cuttlebug. Let's move that card over there. And this is what we come up with. Don't know if you can see that, but it's embossed really nicely. And now I'm going to get the embossing powder and the embossing pad and show you what we're going to do next to give this that beautiful gold finish. Now I'm using Martha Stewart products because that just happens to be what I have, but you can get these stamp pads made by other companies, and I'm also using Martha Stewart gold embossing powder, but you can get lots of different brands of this as well. You want to make sure you keep your embossing stamp covered very well when you're not using it so it doesn't dry out. And I'm only going to do half of this at a time. Well, actually, I'm probably going to do about 2/3 because I'll need to be able to hold this without getting burned. And I'm just going to turn my stamp pad upside down and just bring it across my mat that I've run through the Cuttlebug. And I'm going to close up my stamp pad to keep it from drying out. And Martha Stewart's so nice. She gives us little shaker caps on her glitter and her embossing powder. And I'm just going to start shaking this where I just put the embossing stamp. Probably need to go a little bit faster than I'm going. This is very fine, and it will get all over. But Martha also gives us a special cloth to clean it up. And then we'll just tap it. And right now it doesn't look too great, does it? But I'm going to get the heat gun and show you how beautiful this is going to be in just a little bit. Now I'm going to pour the rest of this embossing powder back into my jar, and I'll get the heat gun and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got my heat gun, and it's going to be a little noisy. I'm trying to find the best angle, and I hope you're going to be able to see this as it starts changing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and hopefully you'll be able to see what happens. Now I'm going to turn this different directions, and I hope that you can see what's happened here. It has melted the embossing powder and given it this beautiful gold look. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light over here. This may be too much. Can you see that better now? Just makes it so pretty. And here it is on the card. You can see it in the background. Now I'm going to go ahead and rub the stamp pad across here again and sprinkle some more embossing powder on and finish this so I can make another card, and I'll be right back. Here we go, guys. You can see how pretty that turned out with the gold embossing. It's ready to go on my burgundy mat, and then I'll adhere that down to my ivory card. And I'm going to cut out some more of Wendy's adorable little musical angels to put on here and make some more of these little cards. I think it turned out really pretty. That embossing just really makes it stand out. Have an awesome day, everybody. Thanks so much for coming by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.